Danny Meyer.
No meds.
No meds.
Talking shit.
Talking shit. We'll curse right off. See, we're not even 10 seconds.
Okay.
10 seconds.
All right, so something happened this week. I'm not quite sure what it is, but Danny has some news for us. I'm really excited to find out what's going on here. So, we have not talked about this yet. He just sent us a quick text that something went down, and I wanted to get natural reaction. So, what happened?
All right. Listen, I guess you can say it. I sort of was like catfished. not like for dating purposes or anything like that. But of course, I'm on TikTok all the time, right?
Sure.
So TikTok's like going through a different algorithm or something.
Sure.
My views are a little bit down. I'm usually like a bad view for me is 10,000. Now I'm at 5,000. I'm like something's, and you know, 5,000 views for somebody that's just starting is great, but for me it's really down. It's concerning.
Yeah.
So I thought I got to start going live again at least every night, maybe 4 or 5 times a week, so people get seeing me on live, right? So. Long story short, I was going to make a commitment to start going live like 5 nights a week, right? Okay. So I'm sitting there watching TV and I get a DM message through my TikTok. And it's this girl and she said, hey, she says, I've been following you. I was at the courthouse during the Idaho 4 case. I sat right behind Brian Kohlberger. Yeah, she goes, I can tell you everything, what his demeanor was. I'm like, great, I said, I'm going to go live. I'll bring you on live with me.
Sure.
So I did my due diligence by looking at her profile, and she had 10,000 followers, believe it or not.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, I'll put this girl on. So long story short, we're on about an hour and a half. We were on till like 12:30 in the morning.
Okay.
People liked it. We were going back and forth.
So let me ask you, did she have some good information for you?
She had notes. She had like a book. She had notes and everything. And I was like, all right, this girl's pretty good. So long story short, nothing happens that day. The next day, right? She DMs me and says, I'm going to be at the hearing on September 1st. Do you want to go live that night? I'm like, yes, because there's another hearing for that.
That's massive for you.
I'm like, this is great. This is big. Okay. I got somebody that lives in Idaho. This is great. I already was live with her, this and that. Yesterday, I get a DM from one of my followers. Hey, that girl that you had on live? And I'm like, yes. She goes, here's the article about her. She posed as a fake reporter that was passed away and went into a press conference.
No.
Yes. A reporter that passed away, she went into a press conference, said she was that reporter in the Idaho 4 case and was asking the cops and the DA questions.
So you got
And then they figured out, you ain't, yes, this girl, you know what my girlfriend said? She probably wasn't even in that courtroom and you listened to everything she said. So
did it seem like she was making sense? Like it was all legit?
Yes! Yes!
That's so scary.
Yes.
That is scary at that point. Oh my God. Did you apologize to your followers?
Not yet.
Guys, that is so wild. Do you understand what's going on here? That is so crazy. So she's a total fake.
I'd assume, yes. Yes. She's a total, she went into a, she hit national news. I got the article. She hit national news by doing this.
I almost feel like protective of you for some reason.
I know.
I want to call her.
So listen, I block her. I block her.
Did you say anything to her first? Like,
no,
that's really weird. Like,
I just blocked her.
Go get some help.
So, you ready for this? I block her.
Okay.
She DMs me through another profile and says, this is my backup account. Why did you block me? I just thought, I'm just not wasting my time with this girl. I blocked her.
Danny, did she do all of this just to get to you?
I don't know. It was weird.
That's the vibe I'm catching. Aren't you guys catching that vibe that, like, she's doing this to get to you?
I don't know. She's blocked now. It was weird.
So do we know where she even lives?
No.
Is that, like,
she said she lived in Idaho, but probably not.
Well, no, definitely not if she's not that person. So tell me about the deceased person, though. Did she use the name of
She used that name of a dead reporter.
So if it was Googleable, you would have Googled...
Yes.
But you would have found out the reporter was dead.
Yes. So she didn't tell me she was that reporter. Okay, she didn't tell me she was that reporter.
Oh.
She told me her real name. She faked as a reporter to get into a press conference and got caught. Like, she actually went into a press conference. Say this was a police press conference.
So wait a second. Wait, hold on. That's changing the game.
She had an ID saying, hey, I'm this person, and she wasn't.
Oh, so wait a second. Did she really get in, though, or that's bullshit crap?
She got in and asked questions as a fake reporter.
Oh, I'm not so mad at her.
She hit national news. She said, she got caught doing this. She faked as a dead
Okay,
reporter.
so I took it like this. Like she was just looking to meet you and get on your platform and this and that.
No.
So in a sense, what she did was kind of like gnarly. Like I can see our producer doing that. Didn't she do that at
I
Area
can see Maria
51?
doing that, yes.
Maria would do that. She did that at Area 51. She snuck in like, hey, it's just me, right?
Right.
She tried?
Right.
Yeah, okay, so that's not that bad. That's actually kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy, so I just didn't want to be associated with that.
I definitely wouldn't want to be associated with that too, but it takes a lot of guts. Yeah.
I agree.
Okay,
It
lady,
takes
what's her
guts.
name? Her real name?
She was going as Fairy on that.
Fairy.
Yeah.
Fairy. I was mad at you for a second because I was getting protective of Danny, thinking that you were just trying to meet him and do some weird fake stuff. But wow, that takes a lot of guts. Personally, I wouldn't do that because that's completely illegal, and
Right.
I don't do illegal things. That's wild.
Yes. It's crazy.
So she used fake information. She got in.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Do
crazy.
you think they're going to put her away, press charges? Can
No,
they
I
do
don't
that?
think they pressed charges. They didn't. They just let her go. They told her not to do it again. I read the article. Yeah, she wasn't arrested or anything.
Don't say that with Maria around. Like, what? You could get into the court.
Maria will be at Area 51.
She'll be down at the courthouse now. Like, let me know. I got the story. I got the story.
I got it.
Wow, Danny, that's a little wild.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so I
crazy.
got it all wrong. The first time you said it, I thought she was like,
No.
it was like a negative to you and it was totally fake. No, she was really in that courtroom.
I give her that. I give her that the go, but I can't be fake on my profile.
Right, no, I understand. I understand.
You know what I mean? People come to me because I don't lie.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just can't be associated with her.
Right.
But I give her the guts to do that. I do give her the guts to do
Absolutely.
that.
But do you believe that the information she gave you was legitimate?
I think it might have been.
Okay.
I think she may have been in the court.
So tell me what she said. Did she say anything?
She said that Kohlberger was very cold, like he just sat there, not a lot of expression. She said he was sort of like Ted Bundy-like. That's how she called him, Ted Bundy-like. She says she sat right behind him. She may have. I don't know.
Do you have the footage for this? I want to see it. Do you have it?
What? Of me and her?
Or, like, you don't have the live.
Oh, yeah, I can
still
download
have
it. Yeah, I could show it to you. Yeah, I could
We
show
should
it.
put a clip on here next time because that's just funny.
Did you ever see anybody live on TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, people give you gifts.
Oh, of course, yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. For a while there, I would go on TikTok. I'm not lying to you, especially when the Idaho case first started. Every time I went live, I'd make $30 to $40 in an hour.
Because what do? They
just gift me. It's crazy. Like, I'll just be talking. They'll put a fake hat on me. Like, it costs them $1 to put a hat on me. You know, they'll put a chain on me or something. And whatever it costs, and then I get the, you know, I get that money and you can cash it out immediately. Like, you can put that, whatever you get, $30, $40, put it right in your bank account. It's crazy. I was averaging $30, $40 for every hour I'd be online. It was crazy.
See, they love you, Dan.
But it was insane.
They love you.
Like,
I love
who
that
would
they
think
love
somebody
you.
just give you money? But they just give you money.
You
It's
know
crazy.
what? You're giving them so much. I don't think people really understand what Danny does. You have to do research on these stories.
Yeah.
I know you're completely fact-checking. Then we get your actual authentic opinion.
Right.
Always. Loud. You know, your volume. I mean, they get a lot from you too. I'm not kidding. It's a source of news for a lot of people. Anybody that's looking for crime, go on there and you're going to learn about everything.
Right.
I go to you before I get to my fact checks. I don't have to fact check anymore. I know because I know you've already done your work and the legwork.
Right.
You're not going to put it up. So I'm like, okay, now I know what's going on, which is kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm driving here today, right?
Yeah.
We always stop at Starbucks before we come here, right? And my girlfriend goes, "Did you see this story?" And she goes, I'm like, I already did a video on that. I did it last
I
night.
do that. I sent him something. It's so like annoying to me because I want to be like the first to have Danny break a story, you know? So I'll be, oh, Danny, did you see it? Yeah, I put it up 41 minutes ago. Didn't you see it? I'm like, I'm going to get one before you.
And this is a crazy
Do you
story.
have like an alert on your phone from all these?
No, you know what I do? I wake up in the morning and I start getting anxiety. Like, I got to do a video. Like, it starts getting to me right away.
So you check all your
So I go to News Nation, I go to Fox, I look, I put, Google breaking news, I look at, I go through everything. Sometimes I just go through TikTok. There's stuff on TikTok. I'm like, oh, look at this story. But I did a story last night, and this is the one my girlfriend told me about this morning. Florida, this couple, right, they have a baby.
Okay.
Live in an apartment complex, right? They have this baby, of course, loud, screaming at night. The downstairs neighbor keeps complaining about it.
Okay.
Baby's so loud, this and that. All of a sudden, all three of them start getting sick. They start feeling sick to their stomach. They're getting chills. They're just sick every night, including the baby. They put a camera outside. The downstairs neighbor is a chemist and is getting a syringe and putting drugs underneath the door to make them all sick. They have him on camera. I did a video on that last night.
You're kidding.
No. He was squirting stuff.
Can it just make him sick, or is it lethal? Like, can it kill?
It couldn't have killed him, but it made them sick. It was meant to make them sick.
That is horrific.
Yes, he was squirting them on video. Like every day, he'd come up there and squirt underneath their door. He had a syringe. I have the video. If you look at my TikTok, I have the video on there and everything.
I'm gonna be a little nicer to my neighbors. I'm not kidding. I gotta look at my neighbors. But wow, that is so crazy.
It's crazy.
This world is just going crazy. Okay. You had another story that I didn't get to into. I was busy this week. A whole family got slaughtered.
Which one?
There was like a family of, I think, 4
Oh,
or
yes.
5.
Yes. Oh, gosh. I do so many stories I forget. Yeah, a husband killed his wife and his 3 kids.
Where was
and they were like, I think, for some reason, I'm thinking Kansas.
Okay.
But they have good job, middle-class family, beautiful home. Like, they were both well-employed. Like, nobody knows why they did this.
That's insane.
He kills his wife, kills the kids, and kills them. This happens a lot, Don.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so horrible, man.
It makes me wonder, and I know from a mental health perspective, like, we never know what's going on in someone else's mind. That's the hard part.
Right.
And to you guys, the audience, if you come across someone that's a little walk away or run. Like, don't stick around to wonder about their mental illness these days, because you never know. People will just go do crazy stuff. But it makes me wonder if there's, like, no warning signs. It could be just anybody.
Right.
Why not walk away? Let's say he was just unhappy. Let's say they were in debt and people didn't know. Let's say whatever his problems were in life, or walk away. Why kill the wife and kids? That's what I don't understand. Sometimes, like, why kill these children?
Yes.
Give them to somebody. Walk to a police station and say, you know what, I'm about to kill my kids. Take them. Like, why would you actually go through with doing that?
I can't even imagine.
No.
Could you imagine the cops coming on that scene? Oh, my God.
No.
Like, you got to realize cops are people, too. I mean, they're not cold. They come into that scene, and it's breaking them, too. It really is. I don't care what you say. It's breaking them. Just crazy.
I don't think that we're built this way. And don't get me wrong. Like, I know there's totally different levels of people psychologically, like, with their strengths. And it's all about, I guess, what we've endured or could endure, or the capacity of our brains. Because I don't know if you know this, but when we see a specific amount of trauma, our brains turn off.
Right.
They literally turn off. So if something were to happen to you that is so horrific, you may not even recollect that has ever happened.
Right.
But we're not designed to see things like this. Our brains are not designed to walk in to see a deceased child or a murdered woman or man or whatever. There's someone with their head cut off or something insane like that. So it does make me wonder, we're just moving into such a different direction in this world in the last, like, 40, 50 years with some of these horrific murders.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even, I hate to say this, but it's outside being human.
Yeah.
There's something else. It's outside even being a human being, because we're not supposed to see this. We're not supposed to do this. We're not supposed to witness this.
Right.
With that being said, have you been I'm sure, being a detective for as long as you were in a cop, you've walked into some stuff that
God, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you get that out of your head?
You don't. I mean, you just talking to me right now. God, I'm not on TikTok, so I'm not going to get canceled. Because TikTok, you can't talk about this stuff. They'll take your video down. So I got to watch everything I say on TikTok. But I don't have to here. I had a lady, when you said that, I had a lady shot right between her eyes. And as you talked to me, I could see her. I could see her right now laying there. Yeah. She had her hands like this. She had a hole right between her eyes. And I'll tell you, long story short, we got called. Dispatch called us, and they're like, call us on the phone. Sometimes dispatch would do that so they don't put it over the airwaves, because people listen to police scanners and they know what's going on.
And they don't want that to leak
News
to the public.
stations listen to police scanners. So when they tell us to call them on the phone, we know it's bad.
Okay.
So they're like, hey, give us a call on the phone. I call them. They're like, hey, this guy just called us, said he shot his girlfriend by accident. So we go lights and siren to this house. This is a true story. Lights and siren to this house. This guy is running out of the house as I pull up. Don, I took him down at gunpoint. I took a murderer down at gunpoint, running out of the house. I get him in custody. I get in the back of the car, and he's like, I shot her by accident. I was cleaning the gun, and I shot her. And I'm like, okay. I said, I left him. I went up to see her. I walk up these steps. She's laying on the bed. She's dead, of course, and she has a hole right between her eyes. And here's the part that he didn't tell us. Her finger was blown off. So the fence wounds. He didn't. If you accidentally shoot somebody, he said, "Oh, I'm cleaning the gun." You're not going to put your hands up like this. Yeah. So she was like, "This is defense wounds." He shot her finger and shot her hair. And we convicted him. But I mean, he tried to drum up this story that he accidentally killed her. But no, you don't get that out of your head. I mean, I could see her right as I'm talking to you right now.
Yeah. But over time,
I've probably seen 700 dead bodies.
Over time, do you shake them a little bit? Like, okay, that's not so pronounced, or you can automatically come back to that.
No, I could shake it. Yeah, I'd come home and you just learn to deal with it.
We're not built this way. So there is a part of you, just so you know psychologically, you are compartmentalizing amazing.
Right.
And anybody in your position that has seen as many dead bodies and horrific, tragic, traumatizing stuff, because what you're actually viewing in real life, that's trauma to you.
Right.
And the only way to still be halfway normal
right.
I'm just kidding. No, is that you are able to compartmentalize. You're putting them in your mind in a specific place that's a safe place for you. I'm putting the dead bodies here, all 700 of them. And a lot of people can't do that. And then what happens? That's how they get super wacky, because they can't do that. They're not able to put them where they need to be placed. And then it comes out in other ways and they act out.
Right.
So,
and a lot of people don't realize that, Don. They think you're just going to murders and this and that. You go to almost all deaths because it's like a death investigation. You got to, so you go there, you're helping the ambulance. So you're going all the time to these calls. You might... gosh, I don't know, 5, 6 of these a week maybe. You know what I mean? So you are seeing it. Like, people always ask me, what did police work do to you? It made me realize that death is real, because I went and I saw death every day. People don't see death every day. But the only thing it does to you, it starts making you get paranoid about your own family members. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I can imagine.
Because you see this tragedy all the time, and all of a sudden, you're thinking of your own family then.
I can absolutely
You know what I mean? So
guys, we have to take a commercial break, but when we come back, I have a very serious question for Danny, and we are going to learn a little bit more about some crimes going on here, and I have stuff to talk about Gilgo Beach. Guys, come back. You're not going to want to miss this one.
Ready to buy a home? Whether you want to move out of your parents' home for the first time, own a home after renting for years, or buy a place with a spouse or partner, purchasing your first home is a big step. Finding the right home for you and your family has never been easier. New American Funding can help you determine how much house you qualify for, what your payments may be, and get you pre-approved, which will help you put in a stronger offer when you do find your new home. Before you start the home buying process, it's important to consider everything that you want in a home and what that means to you. There are several things you should consider when buying a home. The neighborhood. Location, location, location. School district. Review what school district the house is in. Even if you don't have kids, having a home in a desirable school district will pay off when it comes time to sell your home in the future. Commute times. Check the routes to work, school, grocery stores, and more to see how busy they are and how much time these routes will take. Crime rate. Before you get too involved in the home buying process, check out the crime rates for the neighborhoods you are interested in. Our complete property profile report can give you property ownership, historical tax and mortgage data, neighborhood and school data, local market conditions, and more. Find the right home for you and your family with your complimentary property profile from New American Funding. To get pre-approved or to get your complimentary property profile, contact us today.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hit it.
Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star is an epic sci-fi adventure.
Do what needs to be done.
An edge-of-your-seat wild ride.
We have company.
Tons of popcorn-munching fun. 5 stars. A love letter to the sci-fi films of the 70s and 80s. With plenty of action and fun for all. You need to see it. You really do.
The captain just decided it's time to go.
I am ready for a sequel. Experience a bold new adventure. Space Wars: Quest for the Deep Star.
A good old-fashioned adventure.
Now on digital and DVD.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Welcome back, Vegas Views. Dawn Sullivan, Danny Miner. We were just having a conversation about crime and death and psychology and just a little bit of
very nice topics.
Very nice topics, yeah. Okay, so what I wanted to ask you before we went on a commercial break, and we were speaking a little bit on a commercial break about death and our personal experiences and stuff like that. So, Danny, let me ask you, when you are, you went on these calls and you're seeing, things that are somewhat horrific and stuff. Let me ask you, I know you believe in God.
Yes.
Okay. Did that ever play with you? Like, did you ever say, like, okay, God, I get it. People have to die. We're all going to die one day. But in certain situations, like this lady that just got, like, where?
Yeah, I think I told you guys on an earlier show, but if I didn't, I'll tell you again. The one time it got to me so much, Don, that I came home the one night. I think I did tell you this. My ex-wife was there, and I sat on my couch and I said to her, I don't believe in God anymore. And she looked at me and she goes, what do you mean? I said, all these bad things. How could there be a God? You know what I mean? It started getting to me. And I said, I truly don't believe in God. And she goes, what are we going to do about this? And I said to her, I don't know. It's something I got to work out.
Yeah.
And I did work it out. But I think it does that to you because you're just seeing, like, every day horrible stuff. And you think to yourself, kids being molested, people being murdered.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even tell you how many kids I investigated that were molested. And when one kid's molested, there's 7 of them in the neighborhoods molested. So that predator doesn't just molest one kid, he molests 7 kids. You know what I mean? I can't even tell you. I've probably arrested 10 people for that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
And
more than one child they're molesting.
And I'm sure, like, the general public knows what happens to a child that's been molested with untreated.
Right.
There's going to be so many undiagnosed things to that child's future and their upbringing, and unless they have a super, super fantastic doctor or mentor or someone to pick them up and help them and guide them, most of the time they either reoffend, they do it themselves because it becomes norm to them. It's what happened to them and they do it to somebody else, which is so unfortunate. But to me, I think about it like this. I try to understand. I believe in God. I have a huge faith in God. But I don't know if it's sometimes a sacrifice. I don't even know how to put this into words, and I know this might be offensive to some people at home, saying, well, what did, my so-and-so got murdered, were they sacrificed for this? I don't know. That's the one thing about God I don't understand, is that these horrific things are happening in our world, and if he can control, then what's happening?
I know.
But then it's like, maybe, those people are the stronger people than that can go. I don't know. I don't have that answer. But yeah, I wonder sometimes too. And when I watch the news and I watch a lot of Investigation Discovery and I watch these things that happen, and it's a lot. They keep that network running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with fresh, brand new murders, molestations, rapes, all of those things. It makes me wonder, like, where is God during that? So that's like within me where I have to figure that out, because I'm still there. Like, how is this happening? And I can only almost justify, like God taking my parents. I justified that with, like, they were too good for this world. They were too good for this life. They're in heaven. They were tired, and they're upstairs. They're good now. Out of pain and stuff like that. So and only the best for them. So that's how I justify that. But when you look at a horrific death of a teenager or a child, like, how do you even
it's horrible. And one thing about Dawn, a lot of people, you got to realize cops are people too, right? And I think back. You're making me think now. I had this girl. She was 9 years old. Maria. I can still picture.
I'm working today, Maria.
I can picture her, right? I can picture this girl still in my head. She was 9 years old. She came in there with her mother, and her step-grandfather was raping her. And
step-grandfather.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the day before, he raped her in the woods, and she had to take us out there and show us where she was raped. And I'll never forget it. I mean, the tissues were still there where he relieved himself, all that stuff. We had to take it for evidence. And it was... You go there. This is what I'm trying to say to you. Cops are human too. I went there to arrest him, and I'm going to be honest with you, Don, I could feel it still. And you saw how big I was. I wasn't a small guy like I was now.
Yeah.
I was hoping this guy resisted arrest.
Yeah.
I wanted this guy to, I wanted this guy to resist arrest. I wanted him not to go with me.
Yeah.
And you know what? People get mad at stuff like that, but you got to realize cops are human too.
So
I had to hear this girl's rape story from her grandfather, knowing she's going to be scarred for the rest of her life.
So let me ask you, how does that work? And be real, now that it's over, there's got to be like a thing where you can't get in trouble.
Oh, the statute of limitations are over.
Yeah, okay, so fine. So how does that work though? Like if there's somebody and you're like, and you tell your buddy is like, this guy's in here for blah, 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 blah. Could you guys beat the shit out of him?
No. Only, I mean, if somebody resisted arrest, this is, a lot of people don't realize this. Cops could only use as much force as necessary. So if you're wrestling with me, I can only wrestle with you. If you start throwing punches, then I'm throwing punches.
Right.
You know what I mean? And where cops get in trouble is they give that last shot. They get the guy down, the guy's done, and then they give him that last shot.
Right.
That's when cops, they always told us that in the police academy. Once it's over, it's over. Cops get in trouble when the guy gave up. The guy's given up, and they give him that last shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's where cops get,
like, oh, there's that anger shot where they're not supposed to do.
But it's the adrenaline. The adrenaline's flowing in there. People don't realize people don't want to be arrested. They don't just go with you.
Right.
Most of the time, they just don't go with you.
Yeah.
But people don't understand it. They want you to somehow bring somebody in custody without wrestling with them. Like, please get in my police car. I mean, that's how society...
Behind your back,
sir, please.
This won't be painful.
Yeah. I mean,
And nowadays, I couldn't even imagine nowadays. Like, back in the day, I feel like people had somewhat respect for, like, authority, but now, like, I watch some of these shows, and like, the people are, like, the cops and running and hitting cops with cars and like crazy shit. Yeah.
Nobody cares about anything anymore. I wouldn't even be a cop now.
Yeah. No.
Never. It's ridiculous. No, no matter what you do, I tell people you end up in jail. Somebody doesn't like what you do, you end up in jail, politically put in jail because somebody doesn't like your politics and you did something. It's crazy.
I hate to get into it completely, but don't you feel like this entire country has just rewound? Press the rewind. Because if you go back in time, before we had a lot of these laws in place and implementing different laws, this is how it was a free-for-all.
Yeah.
I watched something today, this is early this morning while I was blow drying my hair. This is funny. This is what I watched blow drying my hair. So it's a video cam, and the cop is running after this lady who is in a parking lot of like a Target or Walmart, one of those types of places, and she's like trying to stun the people. This is before you were allowed to steal. Remember when you
now you can steal.
Now you're allowed to steal.
You're allowed to steal anywhere.
This is before you were allowed to steal, and so one of the people that walked out of the building, to say to this lady, hey, bring back the merchandise. This lady's with a taser. She gets into a car quickly. The police got there quick. The police station must have been really close. Got there. They're banging on this lady's window, and she's like, I'm not opening this car. And I'm like, is this crazy? This is over like whatever she took out of a Target. Like she's making it 1,000 times worse. She's running over the police officer's foot. I'm like, these people are nuts. Just stop and be like, fine, I stole the eyeliner or whatever. And
nothing's really going to happen to you.
Nothing's going to happen, right? Which is insane. So I feel like it's so back in the day, like almost like, I don't know, like, what do you say, something in Indians. When they were just like what was it called? All those old school movies, which just like you walk in there, you're allowed to kill someone.
Oh yeah,
so like
I know what you mean. Yeah. It's out of control.
Yeah,
this whole thing's out of control. And I have a lot of followers out of the country, UK, Ireland.
Yeah,
like I think I have 20,000 UK followers. 10,000 people from Ireland follow me. They think our country is out of control. They think we are the. They're afraid to come here. People say they want to visit the States. They're now saying they're not visiting because it's crime-ridden. These other countries don't have crime like us.
No.
Our crime is out of control and people don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's out of control. And what do you think's going to happen? Oh, let's defund the police. Oh, that was a smart move. That worked out for us all.
Yeah.
3 years later, crime. You can go in any store in California and just steal whatever the hell you want.
Absolutely. That's insane.
It's crazy.
This is not even actually funny, but to me it was hysterical. Don't judge me. Don't cancel us. Okay, so I was on TikTok and this guy, he has, it's funny. He shows everybody running out of a store with like bags or whatever. And he's like, all right, guys, drop your bags. And he's like, so you stole that Gucci belt. I said under $950. And you stole. And it's hysterical. And it's actually true, though. And that's what makes it so funny is that you can just walk into a store in California and steal something. And that's it. And there's no repercussion.
None.
Here, I don't know if you know this, but it has to be on a specific... there's got to be specific damage or physical injury for an officer to show up at an accident. So if you and I get into a quick little accident, I'm kind of injured, your car's kind of messed up, we have to
exchange
do it.
information.
Yeah, we have to exchange information, and the police have nothing to do with that.
I know.
What if I had a massive head injury from that accident and something happens? There's nobody to even document it.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's
to me.
crazy.
It's
Things are
just wild.
Things are just so out of control. I don't know where we go as a society when there's lawlessness. We're going down. You're in quicksand.
Yeah.
And there's people cheering this on. Yeah, hell with the police.
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Until Danny, it's their family.
Yes.
Until something happens with their family, then they're going to need the police.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Honestly, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Agree.
But people are promoting it. It's the dumbest thing. You don't want to be safe. You want society to be lawless. You're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I don't know.
Insane.
See, you're getting me mad. You're seeing a different side.
I know. Because I'm diving deep with Danny. We're doing a little bit more psychology today. Tell me how you feel.
I feel we're out of control.
Yeah, no.
I do. I feel we're out of control.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And I really give you so much credit and respect for the work that you've done in the past and a lot that you've seen. And you guys don't, I think we've mentioned a couple times before that you guys don't run out to get mental help.
Right.
Because it's like, you're a guy. You're a cop. You're a tough guy. You arrest people. You're not supposed to be weak.
Right.
And it's a sign of weakness, which it's really not. It's actually a sign of strength to get help. But I give you a lot of credit for like enduring the things you went through, seeing the things you went, and still being a really kind person that wants to help. And you have so much humanity, and that's really cool. Because I know you're passionate. You truly want this world to change.
Yeah.
You truly want people to stop.
I do.
Knock their shit off and start
Yes.
being normal. Like, that's what the thing that even from a psychological standpoint, sometimes I'm like, damn, like, I can get people, like, making a mistake, and anger can get the best of us, and envy and jealousy and stuff like that. But, like, so much domestic violence and stuff. Don't kill the ex-girlfriend or wife. Don't stalk her. Move on.
Yes.
Go abuse someone else. Like, leave that one alone. You don't have to kill her.
I agree.
It happens all the time. It's like,
Right.
and as women, too. Oh, okay. So remember I told you a friend of mine had passed away?
No.
Okay, I did 2 weeks ago. He was murdered. 3 weeks
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
So I found out what happened. I didn't tell you this,
No.
did I? Okay, guys, this is crazy. So friends of mine had passed away. This happened in Henderson. And I see it, rest in peace, my Jonathan, and I'm like, that's not my friend Jonathan, no way, right? So I look and I'm like, oh my God, like this is horrific. And there was zero news on it. I mean, just a little news caption, and it read, Henderson police are still looking for, a suspect. This looks like a homicide. Well, I come to find out, I read a little bit deeper. His head was chopped off, first of all. It was his ex-wife, came to his house. She was with him. He was in his 40s, late 40s. His biological mom was home in the house with him. He was downstairs, and his ex-wife, they have 3 children together. He is newly engaged to another woman, went and killed him and chopped his head off.
Oh my God.
So get this, in the report, the police said that they weren't quite sure at first. The mom found him, but he was all bloody. He was wrapped in sheets and stuff, so she did not see that he was headless.
Right.
But the police ended up saying that they found the head in another room.
Oh my gosh.
So she
How
chopped
wasn't
his head
this
off.
on the news?
I don't know. Well, I have no idea, but I'm going to send you the story. Maybe you and I can do a story on this one. But here's the kicker. She came to say, yes, she was there with him that night because there was evidence she was there because the mom saw it. But she said she got angry with him because he was coming on to her sexually, saying he was trying to rape her almost. And get this, Danny, she hit him in the back of the head with a stick.
A stick.
Stick. Popped his head off. Yeah.
And that cut his head off.
Yes, this is what she said. So this is what we're working with. So the mental illness is insane.
It's horrible.
Insane. She's in jail right now. But just such a sick story, which even turned my stomach more so. I told you this guy was such a great guy. He was really, really a good person.
Yeah.
Good person in Las Vegas. I know him for a very long time. Worked a lot in Las Vegas Boulevard. He knows a lot of people here in Vegas, and everyone has great things to say about this guy.
Right.
Helpful person, owned his own business. He was just a good guy. Ex-wife went a little bit nuts and supposedly hit him in the back of the head with a stick, and his head popped off. But no, she sawed his head off.
Oh my God.
And his mom had to be there and didn't know. And you know how the mom knew something was wrong? Because the dog was just let out of the house, and she would never leave her dogs outside in the heat. So she noticed the dog. Why are the dogs here? And then went and checked on him. And what's going on? And that's what she found.
Ugh.
It starts with mental help, guys. It starts with mental help. If you're feeling a little funny, if you even have these thoughts in your head, if you're in a relationship that is so toxic, or you are so jealous of your new partner's current person or something, anything along these lines, guys, pick up the phone. You can get free therapy anywhere in the state of Nevada. You can get anywhere in the world. Pick up the telephone, get some help. Don't pick up a bottle of alcohol or go use some drugs or something that's going to increase it and make it worse and make you commit these crimes. You don't want to be in jail for the rest of your life. Serious. So if you have any of these thoughts, really don't take that path. This is how we can slowly prevent some of these things. The world is going in such a sick direction now because we're not starting at the root. And the root is psychology. The root is saying, why would this young man go and shoot up a school? Or why would this young woman go drown her children? It's starting someplace here. It's not just, a lot of people say like, you know, when someone gets pregnant and then they have the baby and then the baby blues turn into this and then it's this. Yes, that stuff is real, but that is not the reason why people are committing these crimes. There's deeper stuff psychologically that has happened or is currently happening. People don't even know what reactive abuse is. Do you know what reactive abuse is? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is very, very new. It's in the DSM. Reactive abuse is, let's say you and I are in a marriage, okay? You are this complete and utter abuser. You tell me every day you can't stand me, I can't do the dishes right, you hate my hair, I better stop getting lip injections, whatever it is, right? And I hate your guts. And I'm like, but I stay with you anyway, right? And then one day you said and it was 5-10 years of you saying this to me, and you have knocked me down. And I'm just, Danny, whatever. And one day you're sleeping and I'm a frying pan to the skull and I kill you. It is called reactive abuse. I'm not a murderer by any means, but I can't take anymore. So here's another thing, guys. If you're in a relationship or a situation, a marriage, a friendship, in business, this happens all the time. You see people murder each other for whatever reasons. Get out of the uncomfortable, unhealthy environments before you crack someone with a frying pan.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Get out of the situation before it becomes and before it escalates. And that's what mental health is. You start becoming healthy by taking yourself out of situations that you don't need to be in. So reactive abuse is a big thing now. We see it in a lot of women that are with narcissistic men, or vice versa, men that are with narcissistic women. The innocent victim will lash out and attempt to kill the narcissist because nobody's seeing this abuse except the person that's being abused. They can't take it anymore. They might as well. So before you might as well get out of the situation. Okay, I have enough psychology for the day. Let's get back to crime. That's so much more fun. The psychology behind it is just so like...
We have 2 minutes for a break?
We're not done yet? Okay, good. We're not done yet.
Listen, I was thinking you're talking about getting help. Cops do not get help. We talked about that. I mean, and we could talk about it when we come back from break, but the biggest thing about cops is they don't realize that the divorce rate is... The suicide rate is off the charts. I mean, I could tell you stories about cops that would...
I already know. I know some law enforcement.
I told my daughters never to date a cop.
No.
I've told my daughters never to date a cop because cops are womenizers usually. Honestly, I'm just being honest with you. They're like I said, they 40% maybe they stay married, 60% they're getting divorced, and maybe 70%.
I went out with a detective back in New York very, very long time ago. I went out with a detective back in New York a really, really long time, and I only stayed, because I knew the warning signs and stuff. So I only stayed for just a little while. But the minute the warning signs were there, I was pretty much there to do whatever whatever he wanted, and it was just such a selfish level of someone being so selfish. And I can understand why and break it down now as an adult, and I was very young, but yes, I hear that that's not good. Them and military.
Yeah.
Anybody in the military.
I wouldn't recommend my daughter marrying any cop.
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but
you're so good to your girlfriend though, because you're different though.
Well, she was a cop too, so she kind of like.
Oh, she'll put you in your damn place.
Yeah,
if you
she does put me in my place.
Good, I love that. That's so good. No, that really is. So
she doesn't let me get a big head.
Yeah,
she does not believe me.
And
she'll put me right down.
That's good, and that's balance, and that sounds healthy that there's a balance.
Right.
But what if she wasn't like that, and you weren't with someone's a cop, and you have this, not you, but someone like in your case has this demeanor?
Yeah.
You can knock someone down like that. They're going to look at you like an authority figure. No matter what, we look at our police, detectives, even firefighters, military, women tend to look at you guys like you are an authority figure.
Yeah.
Plus, psychologically, you guys don't understand this yet, and most women are going to start going off on me on this one. But men, we are internally, we are built to look at men like you're superior. I hate to say that because it's an animalistic thing. This dates back. Oh my God, I'm gonna get all this.
You were getting canceled for that one.
I am.
I'm glad I didn't say it.
I am 100% gonna redeem myself when we come back from this commercial break, because I did not mean it like that. But what I meant was instinct. Our instinct. We are animals still. Yeah. Our instinct is that I am supposed to look at you for authority. I'm supposed to say,
and my instinct is I'm here to protect you.
Yes. If someone came in that door right now, I am going like that. Like you're going.
But I wouldn't even think twice.
Right.
It's my job.
So instinctually,
my job's to protect you and Maria.
So instinctually, ladies, this is what I was talking about. I was not trying to say because Danny is a man. Believe me, that's so opposite from what anyone that knows me is like. Is she really?
Oh God, yeah, definitely not Don.
No, definitely not me. They're like, oh my God, she's totally on meds. They're like, oh my God, Danny slipped or something. That's what happened. No, just kidding. Guys, we'll be back from this commercial break, but I will explain myself when we come back.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provides.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com
Welcome back to Vegas Views. This is Dawn Sullivan. I am an obedient to a man. I'm just kidding. Okay, guys, I just slipped up and accidentally said something. I'm not even going to explain myself. Just so you guys know, I was just talking about, on a psychological standpoint and an instinctual standpoint, how men and women, no matter how we twist it, no matter how we twist it, no matter how we turn it, men and women, we're here for a reason. We're designed for a reason. It has shifted over time, and that's all I was saying. Okay, Danny.
Yes.
You had something to say. What are we talking about?
Well, listen, there's a couple things. We're talking psychological with cops and everything like that. And the thing about cops is, like I said, the divorce rate's high, the suicide rate's high. And, you know, I did say cops are womanizers, but you're not, I'm telling you all the cop secrets. The cops are probably at home, Danny, stop.
Like, what are you
talking
with this guy?
Yes, yeah, Danny,
Seriously.
shut up. My wife's sitting over here. But honestly, and you brought this up, Don, and I don't want to get canceled here either, but there is women that like cops.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, so cops are getting hit on a lot.
Absolutely.
And I think that's why the divorce rate, cops, they have this mental thing where, you know, they're seeing death all the time, and I think, I'm not making excuses for them, and then they have women coming in, hitting on them. I remember the one day I was directing traffic. I was out there directing traffic. This girl pulled next to me. They asked me out on a date while I was directing traffic. So I think cops have that, and I think that's why I wouldn't want my daughter to date a cop. I think the stress gets to them.
Yeah.
I know at least 2 or 3 cops that got women pregnant when they were married.
Yeah.
Other women pregnant.
It happens in all fields, but especially I can see women throwing themselves more so at any man, but that's what I'm boiling back to before, an authority figure. Women like strength, no matter what, and there's going to be a ton of women that are going to blow me up tonight, come and hate. I'm tough. I could take you girls. But women like that. Women like strong men. Women that like weak men, they want to just control them, walk on them. That's not a real woman. That's a woman that needs to go seek some therapy because she's got some issues. She's got to figure out her shit. But an actual healthy-minded woman, we are attracted to somebody with strength, attracted to somebody with authority. Do I want to date? And this is so offensive, but I don't care. At this stage in my life, I don't care. As long as you guys don't cancel me, and if you do, we'll figure something else out.
Maria won't cancel us.
Maria won't cancel us, right? No, like, would you rather date a guy that's doing something feminine for a living, or do you want to date a guy that's like comes home and he's like, yeah, I take down 3 guys and I had to like put out this fire and I had to like blow 2 guys' heads off? Like, I would much rather that, you know, because it's like, okay, you're not only protecting me, I feel so protected, you're protecting people, and that's attractive too, people that protect other people, at least for me. I don't know about you ladies, but people that protect other people. When a man does something good for a child, or a man does something good for another woman, it's not, like, to me, it's wonderful. You know, a man for me and pulls over and helps the lady to change her tire, that's like, I hate to say this, but like, you guys are put here on this earth for these reasons. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you're here to change tires, protect
change tires.
But honestly, that's what I was taught, Don.
Yes.
I was taught that by my father. My father would say, protect your sisters, protect your mother.
It's not like that anymore, though, Danny.
I know.
It's not like that anymore. The gender roles have shifted and changed. We have new genders now. We have they, them also, so keep that in mind too, which I'm not, hating on any. I'm just saying there are new genders, so our gender roles are skewed, but biologically, what will never change is what we have inside. That will never change. What we're attracted to, what we think is fair and right, and how you were raised, you're never going to change. You're always going to be this way. My hopes are that people could just get control of their gender, whatever it is, whatever their gender may be, male, female, they, them, they get control of it, and they treat people right, and they treat people properly. That's all I say. No matter what you are, I'm all about the trans community. No matter what you are, just treat people properly. Don't go kill your exes or, domestic violence situations.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And people, I mean, why do they care what people do?
Yeah.
People can do whatever they want. Why is it my business who you love, who you like, who you want to marry? It's none of my business.
It's absolutely.
Honestly, I never got that. Yeah. It's none of my business. You can love whoever the hell you want to love. Yeah. Then I just don't get it.
I also think, though, you said, I got to call you out on something. You said you weren't making excuses for
what?
The cops. I know you're not making excuses for them, but a lot of men get hit on. Now, I am a talent agent for a very, very long time now. I work with male models. I worked with married male models who are the most beautiful men on the planet. You look at them, they don't even look human. You're like, what? Like, who built this, right? And they're naturally big, beautiful, these men. They get hit on a lot.
Right.
And there's a stigma, marry a model. They don't cheat.
Right.
They don't cheat. So
this is what I'm going to tell you. I got an answer.
He's defending the police.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. First time ever, Danny's defending the police.
I think the stress gets them, and like some people turn to alcohol, some people turn to drugs, and that happens in police work. Absolutely. If you don't think that happens, it happens.
Yeah.
We've had guys show up to work drunk. We had guys show up to work high. It happens. Believe me when I tell you. And I think some guys will go to women. I'm just being honest with you.
No, and I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah, and I think that's what they do. I mean, I'm being totally honest there. I mean, we would go to like trainings. They would send you away to training for a week. I've been trained on how to tell when people are lying to me, how to interview people. They would send us these trainings. I've seen cops go to these trainings and bring their girlfriends to the training.
Yeah.
And wives at home. Yeah. And like, nobody says anything. They just walk right in with their girlfriend, go right up to the hotel room, and
but you know what? Do you know what? Not
like they say in the Sopranos, when your girlfriend's night. What was that? Gumas.
Saturday night. Yeah, it's a Goomba night.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just, it's so funny. Our brain went right to the same place.
The Sopranos.
I was just going to say, well, not
Gumas,
the
they call them, right?
The Goombas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just going to say something too. My brain was going as you were saying that they bring their girlfriends. That's not even just a cop thing, I don't think. That's a generational thing. Because when I was younger too, and I don't want to date us too much, like date us meaning our age, but if you back it up, it was somewhat normal that I knew, like, well, I'm not going to call these people out because some of them were like 85 and still alive, or 90 and still alive, but I remember so-and-so, my uncle, knowing like, well, who's that lady? You just don't talk about that lady. You don't ever talk about that lady. That lady. So, well, why is Uncle so-and-so with that lady? And you're like, oh, we don't know that lady. Well, yeah, I saw her like 15 times. Well, you don't know her. So yeah, I think it was like a generational thing too, and back in New York especially, I feel like a lot of people, they had their girlfriends and they had their wives. And that was kind of, and it was, I don't believe that that's okay. I think it's gross, but it was kind of like that. Do you understand?
Yes, I totally.
Yeah, or you see someone on the street when you're like a teenager and you're like, hey, so-and-so, and everyone's
why are they with that lady?
Yeah, everyone's your uncle, right? Like, you don't even know who's related and who's blood related.
No, they would just call you uncle. Oh, that's your uncle. That's your...
I know I had like 2 godfathers. I know one of them.
Especially being Italian.
Yeah. I know I have 2 godfathers, and then I know I have like a slew of uncles, but I don't know who's really related and who's not. Like, there's some of them it's questionable. But yeah, I'll remember that. I'd be like 16, 17 with my friends at a movie theater, and I see like my uncle with this lady, and I'm like, oh, it's like, that's not my cousin. Okay, that's not my, well, who is that? Oh, I don't know. Hey, and he's like, what's up? How you doing? Like, why didn't he act like he didn't know me? So yeah, that's was a common thing back then. Now people are still cheating the same exact way, but it's so different now. Now it's like an online thing, and then they're meeting at hotels. They're not as, I think back then they weren't as savvy because we didn't have online to like catch people out there. We weren't going to sit there and take pictures of someone unless you had like a private eye on your wife or husband. So.
Boy, we talked about some crazy stuff today.
Oh, yeah.
So why don't we end it on real crazy?
Okay, go real crazy. What do we got, Danny?
What do we have? Do we have 5 minutes left? 4 minutes. All right, I'm going to tell you real quick.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, this is a crazy story because we're talking about psychology and cops and what they see bad. I'm going to tell you about my first autopsy. Do you want to hear that?
Yeah,
we got 4 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. There's just some things you shouldn't see. Believe me when I tell you.
Okay.
My first autopsy I went to, and I go there, and they have these 2. First of all, I thought the coroner did this. He actually has girls that do this. There was like girls there that cut the body open. The coroner just told them what to do and stuff like that, right?
Okay.
And I'll get back to that. Okay, so I said to them, I'm like, listen, what if I get sick? I'm not sure if I'm going to get sick. Usually I don't.
Yeah.
They're like, go. And I didn't get sick.
Okay.
But it's definitely, you shouldn't see it.
So let me ask you.
Let
me ask you. So I have seen I've seen some dead bodies. Okay, long story. I'm just kidding. I've seen some dead bodies. When they're in the coroner's office, the blood is gone. Is this correct?
Yeah.
So the blood is all gone. So the body, it has, at this point...
They cut the skull off. They cut you right...
Does it have embalming fluid yet to keep it preserved or not yet?
Not yet. No,
okay.
no.
So they cut it open. No blood's coming out.
No,
so
no,
you
no,
literally just see
the guts and everything.
the guts.
And then they
the
just put it all back in and
organs.
sew it back up. They just throw it back in and sew it back up.
They throw it back in.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it goes back. I'm not being rude. I'm just telling you they like put it back in, like just place your guts back in you then.
And then all the organs are there.
Yes, I see
And
it
they
all.
put it back in. They
Yeah.
sew it back up.
Yeah.
And they're in there because obviously I know the forensics behind all of this. They can tell a lot of what's in there.
The reason that cops are in there, a lot of people don't realize, is because we got to witness the evidence. You know what I mean? Like the coroner will say, here's where the bullet hole went in. You know what I mean? We got to take pictures of it, stuff like that. You know what I mean? The first autopsy I was at, the guy got shot in the head. Yeah, so I mean, that was, you know, they went through everything with that. But, Dawn, we all leave. There was like 3 of us in this autopsy, right? And we're all leaving, and we're all like really silent on the way home. And then finally one of us go, there's just something you just shouldn't see. I said, I agree. He goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to forget I seen it. I said, me too. Let's go to lunch. I forgot I seen it. So we both said, all right, let's just forget we seen it.
Then, now I can diagnose you. You put that in a place in your brain that it's safe. You
Yes.
made it safe.
Yes.
You know, probably because it wasn't a family member. It was
Right.
your job. You had to. There's got to be a part of you that if you deep dive that shit's icky.
Yeah.
There's got to be like, ugh, an ill feeling toward it that's hard to see. But you're mentally healthy enough that you placed it someplace that's safe. And that's what it is. If you place something in your brain into a safe space and it's okay and you can talk about it, your trauma's gone from it. So if you can talk about your trauma and
Right.
live through it, then you're safe. You're good.
And you know what? Real quick, I know we only have a minute. The Coroner, did you ever see that reality show, The Coroner?
No.
That was our corner. So if you watch that reality show, that was my corner. The guy that has his own TV show. I think he's called The Coroner or something like that. He has a
Okay,
reality
check
show for
that
like 5 or
out.
6. He was our corner. He was the guy that was I
Do
was
they
with.
show like the guts and stuff and like doing it now?
No. He just goes there and investigates stuff. But the corner from where I was a cop is actually, he has his own reality show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to check that out.
Yeah,
and see
I'll
what
send
that's
you guys the
like.
link.
Yeah.
I'll send you guys
Because
the
I can watch some stuff like that. I can watch plastic surgeries all day long, and that's see, you're like, ugh. It's kind of it is a little bit like, especially like liposuction when they suck fat out
Yeah.
and stuff. Like I can watch that stuff.
Maybe I should.
Are you crazy? Oh my god, guys, where can they find that picture of you?
It's
That
on
is the
Facebook.
best picture. There's the best picture of Danny out there right now.
That was me going to a riot. We were going to a riot. That's why I was in that gear. We were
That was
going to.
badass.
Remember, I put the comment. I said it was my body armor.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was big.
I always blamed it on body armor. I'm fat because of the body armor. I used to always say that.
That's so funny. Do we have a minute? Where are we? No, we're saying goodbye?
Saying goodbye, yeah.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in for another wild episode of Vegas Views. Danny and I are so excited to have you guys, our fans. Thank you so much. We're looking to expand too, so we're going to be try to reach more platforms. So share. You can find me on Instagram, Dawn Sullivan _talent agent. If you're looking for TV, commercial, film, print, looking to do any of those things, that's where my heart is at. Other than this stuff, of course, my psychology and the crime. Danny, where can these guys find you?
You know what? I should say this. Email me, and don't laugh. I didn't change my email yet.
Danny, are you still on an AOL?
Yes. No, Yahoo. Yeah, I'm up to Yahoo.
Oh, you're on a Yahoo.
I went from AOL to Yahoo.
Did you even just sound like, say how you say Yahoo.
Yahoo.
No.
Yahoo.
No, it's not
What did I
Yahoo.
say?
You're saying like an old guy. Go.
Oh, Yahoo.
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 Because it's like the Yahoo. You know, that sounded funny. And like the last time when you were like the weeds, what'd you go? No, you didn't say the weeds.
Weeds.
Oh,
I
you said
did do weed.
Oh, you do weed.
I do weed.
Yeah. He does pot, everybody. Danny Miner does pot. Yeah.
I smoked the weed.
And he has a Yahoo. How'd you say it?
Yahoo.
Yahoo. It's Yahoo.
Anyway,
Yahoo.com.
the crime solver at yahoo.com. Email me any cases you want me to look at. I will do a TikTok case, any cold cases. Seriously, email me.
You might as well be AOL at this point. You got to just get a Gmail.
All right, I'm going to get a
Or
Gmail.
a .com.
All
Just
right.
do a .com. Like, that's kind of normal
right.
now. Okay, guys.
The kids laughing.
The kids laugh. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. We will see you next week.